Now,
Hello everybody, Aiden Care here. So I decided to do another one of these, like how strong a person is videos. Well, the one with the Harl isn't out yet, but I decided to do another one, and we're going to be doing it on Yamcha from the Dragon Ball series, like the Dragon Ball franchise. And I am joined today with a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
hey, what's up, guys? Korin O'Keefe here, and yeah, we're gonna be doing a power scale video on freaking Yamcha, the supposable joke of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, the supposable father of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, people definitely don't realize how strong these characters actually would be in other verses, and we're here to show them that today.
Yeah, would you like to start us off, Korin?
Sure. Now, obviously, go a little bit back to Dragon Ball. He obviously started off as a bandit. He was actually formidable to Kid Goku. Kid Goku, around that time, could destroy a car. He could tank bullets. And Yamcha actually sent Kid Goku flying back then through multiple stone pillars, which is even back then around building level. That's artillery levels of force even back then, Aiden. And
yeah, then... Sorry, continue.
I was going to say, and obviously from there, he just gets stronger. He starts training with Roshi, and you want to add anything onto that?
Yeah, after his Roshi training, he definitely improves his martial arts skills, but he was also, well, I'm not saying like a skilled sword fighter, because we don't really see him train with anyone, but he is definitely fairly skilled at it. I wouldn't say master level, but he is skilled with the sword. Then he got much better with martial arts after training with Master Roshi, the same person who taught Krillin and Goku their martial arts skills. And in that tournament, he was actually able to go toe-to-toe with Tien at that point in the story. And at that point, Tien was just, like, full characters, like, matching Master Roshi, matching Kid Goku. I'm not saying that Yamcha's as strong as Tien, but, like, he did hold his own for a decent amount of time with Tien.
Yeah, and around that time, Tien could destroy the entire, like, Tenkaichi Budokai tournament arena with his blast. But so we're not saying Yamcha is necessarily full-on Tien, but he's relative to a percentage, obviously. And Tien did brutalize him, but...
Yeah, he did get, like, absolutely demolished by Tien in the end, but he did hold his own for a short amount of time. Yeah,
more than definitely someone like Hercule or Yajirobe would have done, so just to put that into perspective.
Yeah.
And
he did do really well in that tournament.
Oh, he did good in every tournament. He made it past the pre-rounds and all that. He just couldn't stack up to guys like Goku and Tien and Roshi at the end of the day. He was in between, peak human plus type guys and then super monkey and old grandmaster type guys. So it gets crazy.
Yeah.
And it gets crazier from there. He trains with Korin for a little bit. He climbs the tower with Tien and Krillin. Then he goes out and trains on his own. He don't really get a lot stronger towards the end of the original Dragon Ball. I mean, he does buff up a little bit. He kind of holds his own for a tad bit with Kami when Kami's kind of toying with him in that human body, at that last turn.
The human that he took over, but yeah, he did for a short amount of time. And considering that was, like, one of the most powerful characters in, like, the story at the time, that is fairly impressive.
Yeah, that's basically God at the time, so...
Yeah, definitely the top three. Like, I'd say maybe he's probably... Yeah, he is weaker than Piccolo and Goku, but, like, definitely the top three. And to hold your own, like, literal gods, that is pretty impressive.
And before then, anyways, Kami was the first strongest until 18-year-old Goku and Piccolo Jr., but that's off track. But we get into what Raditz next. He don't really do anything there. He trains with God, though, speaking about Kami again. And he actually gets stronger than Kid Goku did when Kid Goku first trained with Kami. Obviously, right then, Kid Goku was training with King Kai. He was obviously way above them, but despite that, Yamcha was at the point where he could, if you want to elaborate, dominate a certain somebody.
Yeah, so if you remember the Cybermen who have a confirmable power level, I know power levels are, like, very iffy, but the Cybermen were definitely, like, pretty powerful at the time.
They were confirmed to be Raditz level. You know, that's a fact. You know.
Yeah, and remember Raditz took like Piccolo's moon-busting attack, which it was the same attack that he used to destroy the moon a couple of episodes later. Raditz took that attack with no problem, and then you got these Cybermen that are like comparable to a guy that took like a moon-level attack, and then Yamcha just like absolutely destroys the Cybermen until it gets the sneak attack, self-destruct on him.
Yeah, and as we know, like, self-destructing definitely takes you to a higher level. We've seen this recently in Dragon Ball Super. We've seen it even in DBZ. We've seen it when Chaozu, you know, he even threatened a percentage of Nappa when he raised himself up to self-destruct. So, yeah, it's definitely not out of the question that the Cyberman, who is a little bit weaker than Yamcha, could raise his power just enough to kill him by self-destructing his body. So,
yeah, but before that, like, Yamcha was like holding his own and like beating the Cyberman, who was comparable to Raditz, who dodged light speed special beam cannon, and as I said, took Piccolo's like moon busting attack when Piccolo a couple of episodes later just like effort like really easily destroyed the moon, like no difficulty.
yeah.
And Raditz fought someone that was on par with Raditz in speed. Yamcha fought someone that was on par with Raditz in terms of speed and strength.
Yeah, and the reason we say light speed special beam cannon, it's not because there is a mistranslation in the English dub, but regardless of that, the special beam cannon is around 3 times faster and stronger than the attack that hit the moon in 2 seconds. So either way you look at it, and Piccolo was shocked either way. In the manga, he was even shocked, and this thing was point blank to Raditz's face. Like when Piccolo launched it, it was actually Raditz didn't dodge it it was closer to him. It's not like he dodged it when Piccolo first launched it off or anything. So
yeah, like it was right near him and he dodged it like very last second.
Yeah. So in terms of reaction in combat, Yamcha is bare minimum in the Saiyan Saga light speed, if you just want to say that, just to keep it simple for right now. Because we're gonna it gets pretty crazier for Yamcha, believe it or not, folks.
Yeah. So, would you like to talk about that?
Oh, which part?
Like after Yamcha's death.
Oh, well, yeah, he actually does die, and in the manga, first of all, he does train on King Kai's planet, which is 10 times gravity, and to put that into perspective, if humans in real life were to go into even 2 times gravity, most of them would actually die from that, folks, and 3 times would kill everybody. Like, if we went to somewhere with 3 times our own gravity, we would die. So let's put that into perspective before we get started on everything else. But in the anime, which... yeah, the anime, most of that, especially that scene where he fought the Ginyu Force, a.k.a. Raccoon, that was made partially canon with Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super, the anime. That is canon with the anime, so what we are saying is, with a sparring match with Raccoon, even if you say, yeah, it was just a sparring match, whatever, he still defeated someone who could dominate without even going all out, Vegeta. Basically, his match with Vegeta was like a sparring match to him, while Vegeta had to go all out and shoot planet-busting attacks at Raccoon. So you have a Yamcha at this point who's taking on someone who's taking planet-busting attacks in a casual state within 10 times gravity. So
yeah, because if you look at I'm gonna play a script like this on screen. But you can see that Yamcha isn't really having too much difficulty dodging Raccoon's attacks or, like, fighting back against him. Like, it's not that hard for him. And as Korin said, this guy, like, wrecked Vegeta, like, stomped him after getting several Zenkai boosts, making him much stronger than he was back when he was on Earth. And he was and he was able to destroy the Earth with his Gallic gun, and then he got much stronger between going to Earth and fighting Raccoon, and then Yamcha a couple of episodes later just wrecks Raccoon.
Yeah, and even if people don't believe statements, which they are official, the guides and stuff, Vegeta is multiple times above casual moon busting Piccolo and Raditz, so that would still put him around planet level either way you look at it with his basic scaling. So
yeah.
And Raccoon was able to take these around planet level attacks, bare minimum, just in a casual state. He wasn't even going all out.
Yeah, and also Raccoon is like much faster than Raditz as well. Like at least We don't know how like strong. Like Raccoon never had a stated power level, but it's at least 10 times. Like, no, it's over 10 times because that would only be like
well,
15,000.
There's a way to gauge his power level though, because like we don't know for a fact, but there is a way to put it in between numbers because Vegeta around that time was in the 30,000s after fighting Zarbon and all that stuff, and we do know Captain Ginyu said it takes a power level of 60,000 to solo the Ginyu Force, and excluding Captain Ginyu himself. But
yeah,
so they would be in the 40 to 50, like in between 30 and 60,000s. So they're definitely above planet level.
Yeah, I just want to check this. So let's just say 40,000 to be fair for Raccoon.
Yeah.
So we take Raditz's level, and then we divide that by Raccoon's, and that's over 26 times. Nearly 27 if you round up.
Yep.
So that's like 26.6 times light, and Yamcha's just easily dodging punches from someone that has that kind of reaction speed.
Yeah, he blitzed him and everything in the same episode, and like I said, he trained on King Kai's planet in the manga, so he went from being able to take down a Raditz level fighter to being able to take down somebody bare minimum a little over 20 times stronger than that. So
yeah,
and keep in mind, folks, some of these things are low balls, we're saying, like, because there are calculations for that moon busting feat from Piccolo that place him small planetary due to the velocity and how he completely just went beyond his gravitational radius and just completely obliterated. But we're going to keep it simple. And at this point in time, Yamcha's hitting faster than light speeds and the planetary ranges, bare minimum.
Yeah, like a couple of times planetary, and like pretty, well, not like high, but like decently faster than light.
Yeah, and we're not taking into consideration other filler. We're taking in like filler that is basically canon to what is on Super today and Dragon Ball Z Kai. There's other filler where Vegeta blows up a planet with its freaking moon casually with 2 fingers, and
yeah.
There's
Vegeta waves his hand and like wipes out like 2 or 3 planets and like a moon at the same time.
Yeah, or a large planet with 2 moons or 2 small planets beside it. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. And Yamcha actually trains from there on out. When he first encounters Jiro mistakes him for Goku from the Saiyan Saga, because he was intrigued by his power. He's like, this must be Goku or something. So even that further backs up he's in the planetary ranges, because Goku with the Jiro was designed to kill Kaioken times 4 Goku, who countered a planet-busting Gallic gun.
Yeah. So Yamcha is easily above the planetary ranges.
Yeah.
I don't know how strong he was after his training. Like, he did train on his own for the 3-year period between Trunks' arrival and the android's arrival, and we don't really have any way to kind of get like an exact level for Yamcha for that part of the story.
Yeah, but he's easily in his peak. If you're one of, if we're these shows that put characters at their best, he obviously would be Planet Plus is fair to say, and easily double the speed of light, just for simplicity's sake, because he did start slacking off, so we don't want to he didn't really do much in Super. He just kind of more looked like the joke. But if you go off everything we just said, then would you agree that Planet Plus and at least 2 times the speed of light during combat and reaction is a fair assumption?
Completely fair, and even us like kind of downplaying Yamcha a bit, but we're not really downplaying, but like
we're trying to sound fair here, because there is room to push it higher, folks. Obviously, he could be multiple times the speed of light, and because like we said, we said he was just light speed on the dot during the Saiyan Saga, but he was actually faster than Raditz, who was light speed on the dot. So yeah, he's obviously faster.
Yeah.
And we're going to be showing facts on the screen too. So.
And we don't know what's in the future for Yamcha, because Super might be ending, but they do like to kind of buff up their characters randomly. That's how it's kind of working now. So Yamcha may get a future buff or something like that, but we don't know if that's happening.
Yeah, well, he's totally Jiren, though, under that mask. No.
Yeah, totally Jiren, and like Yamcha is just wearing the Jiren costume to reserve his energy so he can go full out.
Yeah, so if we had to compare him, let's do this part real quick. So at the end of the day, his Wolf Fang Fist, he has his Kamehameha, his Spirit Ball, his that's basically about it, and he can create after images, etc. What verse would he be good in? I mean, he would probably fit in good with like end of show Yu Yu Hakusho, probably end of show Naruto characters. I think some people might argue with that, but like I actually believe a lot of Naruto characters are underestimated. Maybe we'll do a video on that in the future, but I think he'd fit in good with high tier, Kaguya type stuff in Naruto and Yusuke easily, and like the more Seto Yamcha we gave you all would fit in more with those kind of characters. Like if we actually went with his full stats, where would you think he would fit in?
Well, if we're putting him at his peak, which we've seen him, which would be like stronger than Raccoon, at that point it's easy. I say if we gave him the full benefit of the doubt and said after his, like if we highball him, let's say that at the end of all of his training he was like maybe, let's just say first form Frieza level.
Yeah, around large planet, low dwarf star level type stuff.
Yeah, but that's giving him the benefit of the doubt, because as I said, we have no idea how strong Yamcha is after his training for the 3-year time skip.
Yeah.
So at that point, he would, if we gave him like the full benefit of the doubt, then he would most likely, he would be the Yu Yu Hakusho universe and the Naruto universe as well. If you don't highball Saitama up to star level, he could take the Saitama, no, not the Saitama, the One Punch Man universe as well.
Yeah, he definitely dominates Boros with his high calcs or his regular, like what the subtle calcs we gave him. And if we're going with his higher stats, then I'd say around high dwarf star level and easily 4 times the speed of light. If Jiro's comparing him to Kaioken times 4 Goku, who's 4 times the speed of light, easily, bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
I think maybe if we go back to our original count, I think if you don't highball Saitama up to star level, I think Yamcha could beat him.
Oh yeah, just because he would edge out in speed.
And martial arts training.
Not tremendously speed like Piccolo and all them other guys do, but he would edge out in speed. And then martial arts, like you said, power would be, because Saitama would be casual Planet Buster, so they would be even around that. But Yamcha would just take everything else.
Yeah. So if you don't highball Saitama, I think the fairest assumption we can make for Yamcha at the point would probably be like the strongest character in One Punch Man.
Yeah.
That would be a fair place to put him.
Yeah. At least around Saitama's level, but just faster and better trained.
Yeah.
So yeah, that basically is my gist on Yamcha. I mean, if you have anything else to add?
No, I think we covered anything. So if you have another character that you'd like to see me and Korin, or you and me possibly, or even anyone that you'd like maybe me to collab with on this series to do another character, just put in the comment section. I'll have a look at it and we can maybe arrange something.
And we're actually doing a Ryu power scale on my channel. Spoiler, folks. So
yeah, so that should be up hopefully around the same time. So I'll put a link to that video in the description for this.
Sounds good.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Yep, peace out, guys.